the whole of Ghana, the whole of the world, reflect on the life he led, reflect on the sacrifices he made, reflect on his forgiving nature, and then do what we have to do to make Ghana a better place.
Our next family reflection will be read by Honorable Alhaji Baba for Alhaji Muniru Mohammed Limuna. We also ask that Benjamin Wayo be on standby. Honorable Alhaji Baba will read the family reflection for Alhaji Muniru Mohammed Limuna.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, Your Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Madam Lordina Mahama, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman, Your Excellency, the President of Sierra Leone, President Julius Maada Bio, Your Excellency, the former President of the Republic of Ghana, John Ajekum Kufuor, Your Excellency, the former Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the Honorable Speaker of Parliament, the Judiciary, the Acting Chief Justice, Honorable Members of Parliament, Honorable Ministers of State, our revered Chief of Staff, the National Chairman of our party, the General Secretary of our party, the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all protocols duly observed. I stand here as the most appropriate family member to share some reflections on behalf of Honorable Mohammed Muniru, the former acting national coordinator in charge of human security. Honorable Alhaji Muniru was born on the 8th of August, 1967. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Limuna of integrity. He was religious and compassionate. Honorable Limuna was courageous, incorruptible, and above all, God-fearing. He was a leader who inspired so many people, not only within our family, but in the larger communities. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, he was a proud father of not only the 4 that we call his biological children, but he was a father for all. Anybody who came into contact with Honorable Limuna felt the warmth, his love, his kindness, his humility, and integrity. Your Excellency, on the 6th of this month, in the morning when Honorable Limuna was on his way to the airport, I placed a call to him to tell him that for the past 2 days, I have not heard from you. He said, Babs, I've been very busy with my new role. We have to make a difference. I have to support my boss to make a difference. That is why it has taken us 3 days and I've not been able to get in touch with you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we spoke until he was about to embark on the aircraft when he said, please, Alhaji Baba, I will want to meet you this evening. Try and close early and let us have a meeting after dinner. I was on my way to Obuasi to return.
Thank you so much, Honorable Alhaji Baba, for your reflection. We will now hear from Mr. Benjamin Wayo, who is giving a family reflection for Samuel Abuaji. Benjamin Wayo, for a 2-minute family reflection for Samuel Abuaji. And Mr. Emmanuel Sapong will stand by to deliver his family reflection after Mr. Benjamin Wayo has done so. So Benjamin Wayo for Samuel Abuaji. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm doing it on behalf of the family. My name is Dr. Frank Amokohene, Ashanti Regional Minister. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, kindly permit me to continue on the already established protocol. It is often said that the hour of death cannot be foretold. Though we acknowledge this truth, but we did not believe that such moments would come so soon. Never did we imagine that we would gather here today to mourn our beloved son, a colleague and a friend, Honorable Samuel Abuaji, affectionately called by the family Adu. He was born on 23rd December 1990. And Samuel, we have lost a bright and a promising leader, a young leader who has proved that politics could be about service, humility, and integrity. His story reminds us that leadership is not measured in years lived, but in lives touched. Samuel, your wife Abigail will miss you. Your 2 daughters will definitely miss you. Mother will miss you. The family will miss you. NDC will miss you. NADMO will miss you. And of course, Ghana will miss you. We say rest in power.
Our next reflection will be read by Emmanuel Sapong for Samuel Sapong. Emmanuel Sapong will read our next family reflection for Samuel Sapong. And we ask Percy Anala to be on standby. Again, Emmanuel Sapong will read our next family reflection for Samuel Sapong.
Born at Jobin in the Setre area of the Ashanti region, was a statesman, a father, and a pillar, not only for the NDC, but also for the family. He started his public service very early in Jobin and also worked for various state institutions, including the Serious Crime Office, and through that supported not only the region and Ghana, but also supported the good people of Jobin and his family. Mother at 90 years, least expected that she will be burying her very dear son, Honorable Samuel Sapong, on this sad note. Together with the other family members, we least expected that just that morning, after he had communicated that right from Obuasi he will be coming home to his beloved wife and family, we would rather not see him after the Obuasi incident, but be gathered here in mourning him. For us, as good people of Ashanti region, Honorable Samuel Sapon has paid his dues beyond that of Ashantiman and that of the Republic of Ghana. Because he did not only serve the NDC, but served government in various capacities as the Kumasi Mayor during the NDC to His Excellency John Ivasa Tamils, and also served as Regional Minister under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama between 2013 and 2017. While serving as Regional Minister at the Ashanti region, His Excellency the President reshuffled him to serve again as the Central Regional Minister during that course of his service. Before the end of that tenure of His Excellency the President, he reassigned him to serve as the chairman for the State Housing Company Limited. During the time in opposition, Dr. Samuel Sapon did not relent on his effort in making sure that His Excellency the President is re-elected. During the election period, he was all out, for which reason the party hierarchy, i.e. the chairman, Johnson Asidun Ketia, through the FEC, appointed him to serve as the first vice chairman of the National Democratic Congress. He did not hesitate on executing any assignment that was given to him as first vice of the party and also in service of the Republic of Ghana. Today, we are sad as a family to be announced to us by the chairman of the NDC that at that moment when he took his appointment letter to serve again under this government is that very period where we stand here in sorrow and in mourning him. We believe so much that that service and that recognition means so much to us as a family, and we believe so much that his service and his example will lead and will motivate us and make sure that we serve Ghana with loyalty and serve Ghana passionately and selflessly. Dr. Samuel Sapon, may you rest in perfect peace. Thank you.
Thank you. The next family reflection will be for Squadron Leader Peter Anala, to be read by Percy Anala.
A tribute from the heartbroken families. Today, we gather not just to mourn, but to honor the lives of three extraordinary souls: our beloved squadron leader Peter Bafemi Anala, Flying Officer Manien Chum Ampop Ampedu, and Sergeant Mensa Ado Ernest, who were taken from us far too soon on that fateful day, August 6, 2025. What was to be a routine and short VIP flight turned out to be their last task. The skies wept as their helicopter fell, leaving behind a void no words can fill. To the world, they were skilled aviators and engineers, a brave captain and his crew, doing what they have been trained and conditioned to do as part of their responsibilities as guardians of our nation's safety. But to us, they were so much more. They were the laughter at family gatherings, the steady hands that held ours in times of fear, and the dreams that lit up our homes. They were the first for the family in what they did. Their nephews and nieces discussed them with pride. For them, regardless of the aircraft they identified in the sky, it was their uncle who was flying it. Peter, our devoted husband, doting father, and pillar of strength, you left behind a 2-month-old daughter who will grow up knowing her father was a hero. Manien, you were a dependable co-pilot, dependable husband to your wife, and a dependable son to your parents and family. Ernest, you were a loving son, a brother who always put others first, a friend whose loyalty never wavered. Together, we were more than a crew. We were brothers in arms, bound by duty and camaraderie. We find solace in the memories you gifted us, the pride in your voices when you spoke of your missions, the quiet moments of love tucked between deployments, and the unwavering courage you showed every time you took to the skies. You flew not for glory, but for Ghana, for us, and for the ideals you held dear. The pain of your absence is unbearable, but we refuse to let grief overshadow the light you brought into our lives. We will tell your stories, we will honor your sacrifices, and we will live by the values you embodied: service, love, and resilience. As you soar now on eternal wings, know that your legacy is etched in the hearts of your families, your comrades, and a nation which is forever indebted to your bravery. Rest now, dear ones. Your duty is done. May your souls find peace in the embrace of the Almighty. With endless love, the families of Peter, Manien, and Ernest. Thank you very much.
And that reflection was read for Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala, Flying Officer Chum Ampedu, and Sergeant Ernest Addo. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the National Democratic Congress called them colleagues and comrades to read reflections from the NDC. We call on Honorable Fifi Fiavi Kwete, General Secretary of the NDC.
The beauty of Israel is lain upon the high places. How are the mighty fallen? Tell it not in Gath, publish it not in the street of Ashkelon. How are the mighty fallen, and the weapons of war perished. 2 Samuel 1:19-27. The tragic passing of 5 towering stalwarts of the National Democratic Congress struck like lightning from a clear sky, shaking both the NDC and the nation at large. News of their death was met initially with disbelief, but then sunk in and has left very deep grief in the hearts of the NDC. Even after confirmation, the reality remains very difficult to accept. Why must the good, the selfless, and the brave depart so soon? The answer remains remains elusive. Dr. Edward Omanibuama, until his passing, was in charge of the NDC Electoral Directorate. And his contribution was enormous. He was the very heart of everything that we did as far as the day-to-day electoral activity of the party was concerned. May his memory be a blessing. Dr. Ibrahim Murtala, from his time as Secretary General of the All Africa Student Union, through Parliament, to becoming first a Deputy Minister, an MP, first in Nanton in 2012, and now Tamale Central, remains a true comrade, a man who loves to go by the title Comrade Murtala, which reflected his deep belief in solidarity and collective struggle. Dr. Samuel Sapon, a stalwart of our party in the Ashanti region, forged through the PNDC era, and as a former police officer, that discipline, punctuality, reliability, and sense of duty stayed with him throughout until his untimely demise. He was a dependable servant of the party, a man who truly embodied service above all. Alhaji Muhammad Muniru Limuna, a devout Muslim, philanthropist, seasoned public servant, a deep and strong member of our party. We want to remember his memory as well and pray that his memory remains a blessing. Honorable Samuel Abwaji Kweku Edu, who rose to contest the Obuasi East parliamentary seats both in the 2020 and 2024 election, and subsequently was appointed by President Mahama to become the Deputy Director General of NADMA, where he served with energy until his untimely passing. May his memory be a blessing as well. These 5 men embodied the very lifeblood of our party, each unique yet united by their commitment to our party's ideals. They shone brightly in the public eye and worked diligently to ensure that NDC is where we are today. In that final moment, the journey that took them was the journey that centered around gold. How gold has become, instead of a blessing that it was meant to be for our country, it has become a means by which poison is affecting our country's waters, forests, lands, which is the very degeneration that has happened to our country. Their lives have been lost in an effort to ensure that gold again became a true blessing for our country. What we can do in order to honor their memory is to ensure that this battle is waged until gold again become a true essence of this beautiful nation. Gold become the true embodiment of what this nation was meant to become. A true golden nation that is supposed to inspire not just the West African region, Africa and beyond. May the Almighty grant them eternal rest. May their memories remain a light for all who labor in the vineyard of our great party. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy shall come in the morning. Kiddes may go, kiddes may come, but the fire of the revolution shall abide. Thank you.
will now take a reflection from Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Let's welcome Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman.
President of the Republic of Ghana, please allow me to stand on the protocol established and to go on to make my reflections. This is not a time for perfect words, nor a time for the right thoughts, because there are none. Many of us here have experienced our departed colleagues in different places and times, in many ways and forms, even contexts, however momentarily, however lengthy. Those experiences now crystallize into memories, those that we now hold and those that we can latch on to. But the conclusions always cuts both ways. Should we ask our colleagues, who usually would have been with us at public events such as this, I believe they would have their stories too, personal, formal, intimate or otherwise, of their encounters with us, those who mourn them today. Just that we cannot hear their voices, we cannot share their narrative now, but we recognize the quality of the material they brought to the national table, which is the agenda for development. They have played their roles, and admirably so. They have served their nation and humanity well. How about us? What we feel, and palpably so, is the bewilderment, the confusion, the anger, the sadness, the denial, the grief, maybe acceptance at some point. What we know now are emotions that are expressing themselves from many quarters, including grieving parents, family members, siblings, wives, children, colleagues, neighbors, friends, and many others. And many more others who never knew them, but who hurt anyway. We have a nation in mourning. What we anticipate is a demand for answers. Abiding questions may include, why is this happening? Why did this happen? Why now? Why them? What should we do? What should we know? What are the lessons? How should we learn the lessons? How should we apply them? This is definitely not a time for distasteful gloating over the misfortune, for postulation. This is not a time for apportioning blame. It is a time for sober reflection, of paying attention to detail and to facts. A time for ensuring that mishaps are avoided going forward. It is a time for considering if the unhelpful barriers we consciously continue to build and maintain, which persistently divide us as a people, is worth the effort. It is a time for wishing our colleagues who have perished in the line of duty peaceful rest. It is a time for praying for comfort for their families and for everyone. It is a time too for the rest of us, all of us, to renew our pledge to work in ways that truly advance our country, as they have tried to do. Quote, Father, in thy gracious keeping, leave we now your servants sleeping. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Julius Maada Bio, Your Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Mrs. Lordina Mahama, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament of the National Democratic Congress, members of the Council of State, Christian and Muslim, traditional leaders, heads of security services, members of the diplomatic corps, heads of international organizations and agencies, families of our gallant fallen heroes, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, the good people of Ghana. We gather tonight under a cloud of shared grief, our hearts heavy with the profound sorrow that has gripped our nation. The news of the helicopter crash at Adansiakro home, which tragically claimed the lives of 8 of our beloved citizens, all of whom were proudly serving our great nation, has shattered us to the core. Our nation is indeed in deep mourning. In my official capacity as President of the Republic of Ghana, I wish to extend the sincerest condolences of our nation to the bereaved families, the spouses and children who have lost pillars in their lives, the parents, the siblings grappling with the unimaginable pain, and the countless friends, colleagues, and community members who cherish these dedicated individuals. I pray that the cherished memories of these our loved ones will serve as a guiding light, illuminating a path towards through the darkness and devastation of this national tragedy. But I'm not addressing you today solely in my capacity as President. I stand before you tonight, additionally, and quite humbly, as a person who is also personally grieving the departed. But I'm not interested in addressing you today solely, Each of the 8 individuals on that helicopter was either a friend, a cherished colleague, or a valued citizen of this country that I lead. Indeed, some of them were like close family, like brothers, and so I feel their loss quite deeply. It pains me to think of them reduced today merely to names written and repeated again and again in news reports both here and abroad. There were only a few days ago vibrant lives, each dedicated to a singular cause, the betterment of our country. I want to honor those lives that were lived in full. Abuaje, former NDC parliamentary candidate for Boise East and Deputy Coordinator for National Disaster Management Organization. Samuel Sapon, National Vice Chairman of the National Democratic Congress. Alhaji Limuna Muniru Mohammed, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator. Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Ibrahim Mohammed, MP for Tamale Central and Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, and my friend and confidant advisor, Dr. Edward Kofi Omane Boama,